afternoon and welcome to my latest video in my Del Mar video series. In this edition we're going to recap week 3 of the Del Mar meet and we're going to preview week 4. Now Polytrack surface for week 3 we had 9 wire-to-wire winners. Now going back to week 1 which was very speed favoring, we had 16 wire-to-wire winners. Week 2 I think that dropped to 12 and then week 3 that dropped to 9. So as we've been going on into this Del Mar meet it's been less and less speed favoring. Although horses in sprint races that are on or near the lead are definitely holding the advantage. So of those nine wire-to-wire winners, most occurred in sprints. In the route races, patient runners are doing best. So the overall trends and the recent trends on Polytrack suggest that horses showing early pressing speed in sprint races must be respected. And then if you're a late runner and you're trying to rally in the route races, you have more than a fighting chance. And on the turf course, stalkers and closers overall are performing best, but later last week they did move the turf rail to 14 feet. So the turf rail was out at 14, and horses that were closer to the lead, they were performing well. So that turf setting is going to be the same on Wednesday, August 7th at 14 feet. So when it is there, give extra consideration to horses on or near the lead when that turf rail is set at 14 feet. Now, for the jockeys, the hot jockey last Sunday was Gary Stevens. He had 2 turf route wins, and that's 11 wins overall for the meet. So Gary Stevens continues to ride well, but the leading rider is Rafael Bejarano. He's the clear leader. He has 21 wins. Martin Garcia is second with 13 wins, and then we have Edwin Maldonado, Julien Leparoux with 12 wins apiece. On the trainer's side, John Sadler, who had that slow start on week 1, then he started catching fire on week 2. He continued to do well on week 3. He is now saddled 14 winners. He's your leading trainer. Bob Baffert is second with 12 wins. Now a low-profile jockey trainer team to keep an eye on, Alberto Delgado, Art Sherman. They teamed up for 2 wins last week, and this low-profile team will definitely offer value. Now I'm very familiar with Alberto Delgado from the Maryland circuit. He was a solid rider for many years in Maryland. Moved his tack to Southern California, hasn't been winning a lot of races, but he is a competent rider, and he is doing well with Art Sherman right now, so keep an eye on that combination. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, Julien Leparoux, John Sadler, a good jockey trainer team to look at. They only teamed up 1 time last week. They didn't hit the board, but overall, the last 6 times they teamed up, 3 wins, so that's a combination to still keep an eye on. For the races from last week, and we'll go back to the Clement Hirsch first. Lady of 50 was able to get the job done from off the pace for trainer Jerry Hollendorfer. She beat More Chocolate and Bayrama. The disappointment in that race was Include Me Out, your favorite, making her 2nd start this year. She was rallying wide. She made a move and then she flattened out. I think she finished next to last. They're probably going to bring her back at the end of the meet, and maybe she'll do better. She's better, a much better filly than she showed in that race, and she can improve next time. But make sure you get value with her if you're going to play her, because she's coming off that disappointing effort now. Bayrama, of all the horses in that race, Bayrama could be the one to look at. She probably could have won that race with the clean trip. She had some traffic trouble along the inside, and she ended up 3rd. She's prone to some traffic issues because she does come from off the pace, but when she does get that clean trip, she's as good as any filly in mare in Southern California, and she can beat these graded stakes horses at any time. They kind of take turns beating each other in this division. So demand value on your contender in these events. The best Pal Stakes was run on Sunday for 2-year-olds. Albert's Hope got the job done for trainer Mike Pipe. Now Mike Pipe was having an outstanding meet at Hollywood, and then he got off to a slow start at Del Mar. But now he's had 3 winners, 2 last week. So he's a trainer that seems to be catching fire, and he's one to look at for the 2nd half of this Del Mar meet. Once again, we have a Pick 6 carryover for Wednesday. Our Wednesday Pick 6 carryover for August 7th of more than $265,000. And you can find selections and tickets. I have free selections and tickets each day that Del Mar runs over at pick6blog.com. And I'm sure the traffic is going to be especially big on Wednesday, people looking for those Pick 6 contenders for that big carryover. And we've had quite a few carryovers lately. Del Mar's been playing tough, but if you want suggested tickets and contenders, go over to pick6blog.com. Let's look at a few contenders from Wednesday. Race 3, Addendum, it looks like a solid contender. This one's number 7, 5-2 morning line. For a good jockey trainer team, Rafael Bejarano, Vladimir Serene, when they team up, they usually do well together, and it shows intent when Vladimir Serene reaches out for Rafael Bejarano. He does mean business. This horse looks like a solid contender in the opening leg of the Pick 6 on Wednesday. Race 4, number 5, Quick Navigator, 15-1 morning line. Maybe one that can improve second time out. Ran in a turf sprint first time out, stretching out in distance for trainer Mike Pipe, who I mentioned is starting to heat up. And this horse could go much better over a route of ground second career start. Race 6, number 9, Mind's Eyes. This one 3-1 morning line, and this one comes from the Julian Leparoux, John Sadler team. As I mentioned, 3 for their last 6 together. This could be a live contender in race 6 in that Pick 6 sequence. Some stakes races that are going to be run this weekend at Del Mar. Saturday, August 10th, the Grade 2 La Jolla. A dry summer for trainer Jeff Mullins. First time gelding in that race is one to keep an eye on. And then on Sunday, August 11th, they're going to be running the Grade 2 John Mabie. That'll be run at 9 furlongs on the turf. Nominations in that race include a Lady of Shamrock for trainer John Sadler. Probably be the favorite if that one ends up running in that spot. And that'll wrap up this week's video. One more quick thing, if you like playing handicapping tournaments, you can go over to DerbyWars.com. We have Del Mar tournaments every day that Del Mar runs each Wednesday through Sunday. And that will wrap up this week's video. This is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak. Until next Del Mar video next week, good luck at the races.